Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We are so excited for this virtual event. She celebrates 5 years. And again, thank you so much for joining with us this evening. My name is Kenton Lee, and I am so excited to be here as the MC for the evening. You'll get to hear from me just a tiny bit. And the reason I'm here, I got to meet Peyton probably 4 or 5 years ago. I am from Idaho and here in Nampa, which is close to Boise. And I met Peyton because I founded another nonprofit here in Nampa, and we are called Because International, and we make a shoe that can grow. And so I was very attracted to Peyton's idea about a school uniform, about a dress that can grow and that is extremely durable and can last. And so Peyton and I became friends. And over the years, it has been my privilege and my honor to be able to consider her, be in the kind of a mentoring or advising relationship with her. I got to be on the She board for a few years. And now it is such a pleasure for me to be kind of an official part of the team. I get to help with fundraising. And so again, it's just my complete pleasure to be the director of fundraising for She. And this is kind of a new role for me. And so it's just so fun to work alongside Peyton. And having said that, you might start to hear from me. I know you love hearing from Peyton. You might start to hear from me a little bit too, as we talk about how to fund this mission of She. So again, my name is Kenton Lee, and it is so great to be here with you tonight. And as we get started, I do just want to say thank you. I know that sometimes it is difficult to show up to a virtual event, but hey, you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us tonight. And we also want to thank our sponsors. We have some great sponsors who are helping cover the kind of the cost of the event, but also helping contribute to the mission and helping support the education of many of the girls that we work with. And our sponsors tonight, we want to start by thanking our title sponsor, which is Boise Cascade. Thank you so much, Boise Cascade, for your support for this amazing event that we have tonight. We also want to thank our platinum sponsors, the Nampa Rotary Club and the Boise Sunrise Rotary Club. Peyton got to share the story of She with those Rotary clubs, and of course, they just loved what She is doing and wanted to support tonight. We also want to thank our silver sponsors, Washington Federal Bank, along with a couple of individuals, Rowan McGriff and Marcella Medor. And thank you so much to all of our sponsors for all of your support. And we're going to say this a lot tonight, but I want to say thank you for all of your support. For so many of you who are in attendance tonight, you are the reason we are here. You're the reason why She has made it 5 years, has been doing its mission for 5 years, has been uplifting and empowering girls and women for 5 years. Thank you so much for all of your support and for everything that you have done to contribute to these 5 years of amazing impact in Togo. So let me be the first one, and I'm sure you'll hear it more tonight, just to say a huge thank you. Thank you so much for your support during these 5 years. Okay, well, here's what tonight looks like. I'm excited for what we have. We're gonna try to keep it to 1 hour. We wanna make sure it's full of great content, and we're gonna try to squeeze it all down to 1 hour. And so right here in a few minutes, we're gonna hand it over to Peyton, and Peyton's gonna share some perspective and some stories with you. She also has 2 amazing videos that she is going to introduce to you tonight. I'm so excited for you to watch these videos. They are so powerful. And then after Peyton, we have a panel. We have 3 of the individuals who have been a huge part of these first 5 years of She. And so I'm excited to ask them a few questions. You will also, as audience members, you will have a chance to ask them a few questions as well. And then we're going to jump back over to Peyton, and she's going to look out at the future. She's going to tell us about the future of She. And we're so excited to hear what Peyton has to say about that. And then we're going to wrap up with a few little things, including a raffle. We have a really fun raffle tonight for 2 items. One is a local gift basket from here in the Treasure Valley of Idaho. So we've got gift cards and a couple fun little things here locally in Idaho. And the other is a Togo gift basket with a few different items that are made in Togo. And Peyton's excited to show you that. So we'll do the raffle stuff at the end. So make sure you stick around till the very end so that you have a chance to win that one of those 2 raffle items. Now, just a couple of quick housekeeping things before I turn it over to Peyton. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please put them in the chat. We have, I'm seeing lots of chats coming in here. That is awesome. Thank you so much. We have a teammate here. Her name is Olivia. Thank you so much, Olivia. Olivia is going to be monitoring the chats. And so if you do have any questions, if you need anything, put it in a chat and Olivia will help connect the dots on where to go for that. Also, if for some reason you can't hear anything, or if something isn't showing up right, if you're having some technical difficulties, let Olivia know in the chat, because we have a computer whiz here with us tonight. Behind the scenes, my friend Tim Milburn. Tim is helping us out tonight behind the scenes. Thank you, Tim. And I'm sure we can solve anything that comes up tonight. So if you do have any questions or need anything, just check in the chat there. And if you need to use the restroom, I will direct you to your own restroom. This is the only joke I have tonight. That's the only joke. It's a virtual event, so I'm sure you know where the restroom is. But okay, no more jokes, I promise. Is anyone laughing? Did they laugh? Tim, is that? I think I heard some laughs. Okay, well, for real, I'm so excited that you are here with us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I am excited for tonight. I hope you are too. And so without much further ado, I want to introduce our main speaker, our first speaker, and that is Peyton McGriff. But before I officially turn it over to her, so many of you probably know, Peyton is the founder and the CEO of Style Her Empowered. And maybe you're like me. I not only was so inspired by the mission of She, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to be involved, but I have been so inspired by the leadership of Peyton. Peyton is an amazing leader. I'm just so impressed with her. I am so really just inspired by her. She is fantastic. And as we talked about tonight, as Peyton and I and a few others talked about what tonight should look like, Peyton did not want the spotlight to be put on her. Peyton wanted the spotlight to be put on so many others for all that they have done to help She be able to celebrate these 5 years. But just for a few seconds, I do want to put a spotlight on Peyton. Peyton, I hope you know how much we all are rooting for you and cheering you on and supporting you. Peyton, we are just so, again, inspired by you. And I want to say thank you for all of the hard work and effort and blood, sweat, and tears that you have put in to She, from getting it started to that initial launch to all the day-to-day work that you do. Peyton, thank you. Thank you for being so passionate about this. Thank you for inviting others to join you in this. And just thank you for the way that you have led She in these first 5 years. And we are so excited to hear from you. Peyton, thank you. And I will turn it over to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kenton, and hello, everyone. We are so honored to be celebrating our 5-year anniversary with all of you, the people who have made it possible. And we're also really excited to be celebrating this amazing milestone on such an important day. It's the International Day of the Girl. So welcome again, everyone. We're grateful you're here, and cheers to 5 amazing years. And as you know, at She, our mission is to create sustainable education and employment opportunities for girls and women around the world. And over the years, we've built our programs around 3 core pillars that address the main barriers that prevent girls and women from thriving. And those pillars are girls' education, women's employment, and sustainability. And tonight, we thought it would be really fun to take you back to the beginning of SHE and how we were founded, and then walk you through how our mission has evolved into this holistic approach over our 5 years. So back in 2017, I was an undergraduate student finishing my marketing degree at the University of Idaho. And in my final semester, I decided to take an entrepreneurship class. Now, a couple of years before that, I had read a book called Half the Sky. And this book talks about the plight of women around the world. And it completely opened my eyes to the different experiences and adversities that women face globally. And so in this book, you pretty quickly learn that the most important thing we can do to advance women is to educate girls. And in this little sentence in the middle of the book, they talk about providing school uniforms and how that is one of the most cost-effective ways to keep girls in school. And so for some reason, that totally stuck with me for years. And I thought, how could something so seemingly simple remain such a large barrier to education? And if providing school uniforms is so effective, why are we not hearing about more organizations that focus on this? So when I enrolled in this entrepreneurship class, I thought, okay, why don't we try to build a business model around providing school uniforms for girls and see what it would actually take? And so that's what I tried to do. I started with this very rudimentary idea of teaching girls to sew their own school uniforms so that they could not only go to school, but also have an income generating skill too. And I started taking that around to different professors. And one of my classmates said, you need to meet Ro Afachao. He's a professor in the International Studies program. He's from Togo, Africa originally, and he could at least give you some feedback about this idea. So I went to meet Ro for the first time, and I was really just trying to see if I could get any sort of feedback from Ro. And I very distinctly remember him saying, I actually like it. You know what? And I think it would be a good fit for my hometown. I will partner with you to get this started under one condition. You have to come to Togo first and make sure it's a good fit. And it just so happened that spring break was about 10 days after I initially met Ro, and he was leading a student trip to Togo. So he asked if I could join them. And I scrambled to get my visa, my vaccinations. I had to reschedule my job interviews because at this time, I still had no concept of SHE becoming something more than this class project. But 11 days later, I'm in Togo with Ro, and he had set up all of these meetings for me with girls from local junior highs and high schools. And now this is the part of the story that I typically like to pause and provide a little bit more context on Togo. It's a beautiful small country on the West African coast. And I did not know this at the time, but Togo is known across Africa for having extremely entrepreneurial women. However, it's also known for having some of the lowest education levels for girls in the world. The average girl in Togo spends just 2 to 3 years in school. And it's very common for girls in rural areas to never step foot inside a classroom. So there's this really interesting dynamic in Togo where women are very respected for their business acumen, but there are very few formalized pathways to education and to employment. And the economy really cannot support enough jobs for the population because Togo remains one of the poorest countries in the world. So here I am sitting in this room full of girls from junior high and high school. I didn't realize just how rare it was for them to get this far in their educations. But I'm asking them all sorts of questions about the different barriers that they faced in getting their education. And so I remember asking, okay, how many of you or maybe your friends have ever been turned away from school because you couldn't afford tuition? And a few shy hands were raised. And then I said, okay, how many of you or maybe your friends have been pressured by family to leave school? And again, a few shy hands went up. And so when I asked if any of them had been turned away for not having a school uniform, I was shocked because every single hand in the room went sky high. And not only that, but they started acting out all of these times their teachers had shamed them out of school for not having their uniform. So this was kind of that aha moment where I realized, okay, there are a whole host of barriers that girls in Togo are facing, but school uniforms is definitely a place to start because every girl in this room has had a major and lasting impact from not having their uniform. So I returned back to the US, and the next week I was competing in entrepreneurship competitions to raise money for this idea. So when we talk about She being a whirlwind experience, it really truly was. And to my surprise, ended up winning all of those entrepreneurship competitions and raising about $35,000 to start She. So a couple weeks before graduation, I turned down those jobs I was interviewing for and booked my flight back to Togo to start She. And that summer, we hired our first in-country team member and recruited our first group of girls. But there was one very special girl I had met during my first trip to Togo. Her name is Ilolo, and she became the first student sponsored by She. And I think Ilolo probably single-handedly recruited more than half of the first 65 girls we had in our program that first year. So tonight we have put together a quick 5-minute video of Ilolo sharing her story of becoming our first student, and our amazing education director, Francoise, walking you through the ways that our education program has evolved to meet the wide range of needs of our students. So please enjoy this video.
Woyona mbe abalu elolo nyame ame neoji enyenye nyɔnuvi ɖeka le nusuviwo me. Míabe dekɔnuwo mea yo dziviawo nana ŋkɔ ɖe ɖeviwa be ɖevia neva nye nua sɔme. Ye ŋuti wonam elolo bena mava nye gã enye la va na be ƒomea la kpɔ ŋutifafa. Ŋudo le ƒome ɖe ke ayaɖuɖue pauvreté ekamu le míate sɔwɔ ɖe kpo agble etɔ nye dena. Enɔnyi asana mɔlu le mɔto ye le sɔkpɔ na miadzi o nyanam le sukulu na écolage enɔnyi la sa mɔlu asɔ 1000 francs na be ma sɔ ve kɛmi ye nkeke wa ma nɔ classe mi enu gbake la gba nyam ke o gule be no la de mi jo le sukulu be akpadzia enye ndeke tere dinye kaka nye video miatɔ o le sukulu ye nyama va tsi ahome ma va de srɔ̃ ava dziviwo kɔ ɖe agble ma va nɔ de enye ndeke tere dinye sugbɔ mu se veve ye mu favi sugbɔ evim
Nige nɔvia sukulu tɔkpe ŋutsuviawo ba eke mi va le kpɔa me va le yiyina mi gã problème koe wona nya le sukulu yagbɔ va ni trɛ leke ka ava golo mi
game le mia si kɔa mi va kpɔ be mia da si le lolo nyɔnuvia ŋuti mi trɔ ŋkume kpe ŋutsuviwo me tɔa ye wo le yi mi da si le ŋuti tɔku ɖa ŋuti aƒeme le kpekpe ne tinya me le mɔlu sa viɖe mi tsɔ le fofoa dzi kpɔ.
C'est la pire décision qu'un parent peut prendre et ne pas pouvoir réaliser le rêve de son enfant. Malheureusement, c'est le défi courant pour la plupart des filles ici au Togo. Nous constatons que la pauvreté est l'un des facteurs majeurs qui freinent le développement des filles. Dans les villages, nous avons constaté que le taux de réussite de ces filles est tellement bas. Il y a même des filles qui n'arrivent même pas à faire 2 ans au cours primaire. Et même des filles qui n'ont jamais mis pied à l'école. C'est pourquoi She investit de façon globale dans l'éducation de la jeune fille. Et elle commence par éliminer des facteurs non seulement financiers, mais matériels et sociaux. Et grâce à notre approche holistique, She s'engage à éduquer, à élever et à engager les filles pour un lendemain meilleur et cela à long terme.
Sukulu wa kpadzi ke si xɔ ma 2017 me. Vame amle xɔ BPC wa gatɔ le sedi. Si nanam kaye. Etuna sukulu fe nam. Etɔna kaki nam. Nye ŋgba duna na enua be wɔwɔ. Enɔ nye ŋgba kpe na fu be wola gba be dzi sukulu fe. Ke gba wola va tsu wola be sanyia. Ke gba wola va tsu sukulu fe na mu. Enti mle dzidzɔ me.
Maintenant, les filles sont tellement régulières à l'école. Dans le temps, elles ne venaient pas à l'école parce qu'elles ne trouvent pas de kaki. Des fois, c'est les fournitures qui en manquent. Des fois, faute de décollage, elles sont restées à la maison. Maintenant que Chi a pris en charge presque la moitié des filles, j'ai vu que ça a fait que le travail marche.
Chiffre sukulu nonu, ato kaki nu, atu sukulu fanu.
Uke jojina le kaki antia enyo akpo. Ime sukulu kaka yinkova, mitibe matrozo metres.
Miamu doa, ale expérimenti le tuyame. Mia kwata mi le mia kafu. Mia cha vigila wala, ni mi bobane na mi kwapu, mia duko mi brabe. Mia bio mi jagogwa, ona yinko ni mi. Leke mia mi chi agbeti gomola agbede gbe mabola. Mia bio on baba no ne no.
Mi se goma be nyon jo mo suku yi ehia be ka shi ba tumiro ba le nu na ona na George na mi me gba te kpla o ya gble gba do an de ka no to suku anti o.
Keyi tata o va ne o va to awuku le kakiku no no o po jijo. Mi amo koko ke mi va ko de via. Ana be o le bubu dem yan chanti le mi apo no po.
Si n'avait un autre la gbenyemi. Le personnel si n'est coordinatrice de l'impact. Et n'avait que le tout phénomène. Nous sommes également sur le besoin nous pour de parents nous avons besoin. Et n'avait ayadudo nous tente vie.
Ayi sukulu akakpa ke kpa si trɔ xɔ le dɔa me ke le fetune o míaƒe xɔ ala gbãtɔ tse afɔ kɔ ɖe kekeŋ eƒle sima o dzra xɔa ɖo ne mí eyi aɖe va fɔ míaƒe xɔa to le ado xoxovi ɖa abe ƒle zingbi yeye wova dzrae ɖo kekeŋ latrik sia le vɔ madidi ɖa ŋutɔ la xɔ kɔntɛr.
So as you can see, Alolo has played a major role in shaping our understanding of what girls' education programs need to look like. And if you're anything like me and might want to go back and watch that video, pause it and read all the captions, those will be available on our website after this, so don't worry. And now when a girl enters the SHE program, she not only receives a new school uniform, she also receives a full tuition scholarship, a backpack full of school supplies, a menstrual health kit, and year-round support from our local team of tutors and program administrators. So if you fast forward to today, and over our 5 years, you have helped us provide 4,595 sponsorships for girls. We now work in 22 rural communities in Togo where the barriers are much higher for girls. And this last year, 99.9% of SHE students passed their classes and their national exams. And that's across all of our communities. So it's pretty difficult to fully capture the significance of our students' achievements last year because our students and teachers really worked so hard to achieve that. But you should know that our pass rate for SHE students is about 40% higher than the national average for girls across all grade levels in Togo. So that's honestly a level of impact and success that we didn't anticipate until much later in our program's history, if ever. So now back to our first year, as we were getting to know more about our girls, we really quickly realized that our original approach needed to shift because there are no extra minutes in the days for girls. They are really not having a lot of extra time to learn a school uniform. Why? Because they're taking care of all of the household chores, walking miles to school, and really just trying to get home before dark. So that year, we ended up hiring local seamstresses to make our school uniforms. And after getting to know more about these women, we realized there was another group, huge group of young women who were denied the right to go to school as children, and so they became seamstresses. That's because sewing doesn't require a high amount of literacy, so it's one of the few trades that women without an education qualify for. But again, there were no jobs to support them, especially in rural areas. And so this is how our second pillar, women's employment, was formed. So here's another short impact video of our amazingly talented seamstresses and their stories. And really quickly, it's important to note that we have 2 factory locations in Togo. One is in the town of Noche, which is the town where we are headquartered. It's where our program first began. And then this last year, we opened up a new factory location in one of our partner villages, and it's our rural Bove cooperative. And so in the video, you'll see some of the now 29 amazing She team members from both of those locations. So please enjoy.
Woyona Nyabe de konuo mea. So on the crew, I play Tony Dena, and on Yasana Molu le moto, ye the Sopona Miaji, Onyana Mule Sukuna Ecolage. Nonila Samolu, I saw me from Abemasove Kemi, Yankee, why man of class, and Bakiola Banyamke, so Gulebenola, the Nidole Sukuluve, Akbadia, and Yendeke Kaka, Nye video, Yato, Ole Sukulu, Yamavachi. Ahome, mava desro, ava divio kore, agbule mava.
At She, we don't only find ourselves creating the amazing working environment to women, but we are also benefiting from it.
Nous sommes les responsables des couturières de l'ONG She Togo. Ensemble, nous produisons les uniformes scolaires et les produits de She. Les femmes togolaises sont connues pour être des femmes fortes, travailleuses et entreprenantes. Nous sommes résilientes parce que les femmes, en général, quel que soit leur passé, elles n'abandonnent jamais.
Effectivement, les femmes togolaises sont très talentueuses. La seule chose qui nous manque, ce sont les opportunités.
Les vignes m'envoient souvent. Nyanoa, gamme les cibles à quel point m'y dit. Voilà, il va couler et nos vignes bé dans les lentilles. Et m'y a nos quoi ça il y a Togo les n'abé village. Ni a des doses ni a des vieux de miti à Rome avec gango de ni a dom ba chi to sku ntike gbono ne ba gbo so village kaka wa ba 18 ans e po a en me ba gbo ba e ba som so do do me e ba examen a ba ti a Rome ni mu do pe ni ba le ya gbe job cha mu le ni la ko mi adun a e me gbe po a ba so fu so form jivi ni di bien na ji do ta la ku poti an ba di na via wa me via les 4 ans ni di zi wa avec wa cha gba 3 que ma se chi ben ko amba moto ma ba pleni pa mdesi mama de re tuame pa pon pa be asoso le va po ve nso to la honyonu mo la pe de nyonu nti de emegbe a mi ba yi school pa me mi bo formation na awua emegbe a emi to doji le to be.
She intentionally hires women from low-income low education background. Right now, 75% of our women have never been to school. The rest have only completed a couple grades. While recruiting, we don't require birth certificates or other certificates because they constitute some of the barriers that most marginalized women run into in order to get access to other programs. Over the years, we have created what we call our pay-to-learn model because there are no other pathways for women if they were denied the right to go to school as a child. We are also growing and building cooperatives in villages in order to increase the job opportunities to rural women.
15 ans mdo som do pela domi aussi en kontra na ma vale do ami kaka game suma yezame a di la nyo so gana ma yezame obe ken gbo yo la so gana ma yezame a nsuki yo la so na ma dia nsu ai gbo yo la ho gala so na ma yezame ewe be nyimpe wu do anu yin dasi doa aka va so do anu di via me to yo gbo to nsu acha ma kudu le boni yin be ma dagble yin pa yin ma cha ma dagble.
At She, we have 3 months of maternity leave. We have unlimited sick leave. We have so many advantages, and I really feel like women-owned societies or NGO really make the difference.
Si me kpekpeɖeŋu tia me yi me te ŋu dzivi alo va kpɔ vilezazawo kɔdzitɔwo vɔe be me va dukɔ teƒea me le gaviɖevi da ɖi abe nyɔnu nena me kpɔ adzidzɔ ɖokui ŋuti ye gɔme ye me kpla dɔ si xɔ ɖa be adzɔ me le dɔ.
Ɖevi me anyemi suku to bɔn kpla dɔ ena bena nyemu nyanu ŋɔŋlɔ wato mɔ ba me nuve ke mi le doa wo va kpɔ bena ehia bena mia nyanu ŋɔŋlɔ donc exɔ tsitsa na mi tsitsa va kpla na mi nu
sa nsena bena o huna compte nye va yi wo kpɔ nsena mo gbɔ wo fifia ncha va yi hu.
Actually, we really see ourselves partners with the people that we are working for, especially our women. They already have the talents, and what she is bringing is the opportunity. And with those opportunities, frankly speaking, our women are just shining.
So we hope you are enjoying these videos as much as we are. You're the first to see them. It's been such a great honor to be creating these videos. And now you have really seen and gotten to know our first pillar, girls' education, and our second pillar, women's employment. And before we jump into our third pillar, sustainability, and what we're working towards in the future of She, we're going to welcome our panel to share some of their favorite memories over the years. So I have the distinct honor of introducing our panelists tonight. First up, we have Dr. Ro Afachao, who is not only the professor of international studies I met 5 years ago, who helped introduce me to Togo and who opened so many doors of opportunity for She. He is also the associate director of the Martin Institute at the University of Idaho and the co-founder of the Institute for Community Partnerships and Sustainable Development, which is our main partner NGO in Togo. He also now serves as a member of our board of directors at She. So welcome, Ro, and a million thanks. Second, we have Fauziat Sani, who also goes by Fauzi. She is our development director for the past 4 years. She's a member of our leadership team. She leads our women's employment programs and serves as our product designer, development director, cultural broker, woman extraordinaire. She is one of the 29 incredible women on our Togo team who have made She what it is today. And really quickly, we have some special attendees from our Togo team who stayed up to 1 o'clock in the morning to be here to celebrate with us. We have Francoise, our amazing education director, who you may recognize from earlier. We have Ilolo, our impact coordinator. Stay in here, Francoise. We have Ilolo, our impact coordinator, and we have Sefako, who is also a recent graduate of our program, who just joined our staff. I'll get emotional, but these women are incredible. Thank you for being here. Akbe kakalo. Okay, and finally, we have Stacy Tarji. She's been a member of our board of directors since the very beginning. Goodness, sorry, you did not come here to see me cry.
Me cry.
She now serves as our board president, and she's spent countless hours behind the scenes, really helping us build our strategy and as my thought partner and sounding board. So thank you, Stace, for being here. Kenton, please take it away and kick off our panel discussion.
Thank you, Peyton. As we do kick off this panel, I want to let everybody watching know that we should have questions, hopefully have time for a question from the audience. If you do have any questions, as Ro and Fauzi and Stacy share a little bit, please put your question into the chat, and I think we'll have enough time for hopefully one of those that we can ask. So if you do have a question, put it in the chat. And Ro, we're going to start with you. My question for you, Ro, you were the first person to invite Peyton to Togo when you heard this idea that she had for She. What led you to think that this would be a good idea for the girls in your hometown in Togo? What led you to think this would be a good idea for your hometown?
Thank you, Kenton, and thank you everybody on the panel. Thank you for all who are supporting us this evening, and all who have supported us throughout the years. I'm very happy to be here with you, and also emotional. I might not show it, but I'm very emotional right now looking at all, seeing the videos and seeing Elolo, Fauzi, all those ladies, incredible ladies in Togo and the work they're doing. A big thank you to Peyton for having a clarity since the beginning. So she mentioned it. I remember very well this, I think it's early March 2017 when she walked into my office and they had this idea. I listened to her, and I saw something in her that you always see in people who usually make change. Her ideas were very clear, and she was driven by those ideas and ideals, how she wanted to see the world. We had discussion, what she wanted to do for girls, but she was not area specific. My guidance as a teacher is to help her narrow the idea down, right? And she could take that anywhere she wanted to. But I had network in my hometown. I've been going to my hometown with U of I students since 2012. We have goodwill in the community. And I thought that maybe with the needs that we had in my hometown, it would be such a good idea to take such an idea to Togo. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't sure if it was going to work for sure, but I knew that I had somebody who had a clarity, who had who's driven by the will to help others, right? So knowing that, I went back and did that's something that she didn't know. After our first meeting, I did my own homework to know who I was dealing with, right? I found out that she was a stellar student. I talked to a couple of her professors who told me how incredible she was. So, in a matter of 10 days, she was already on the way to Togo, just to get to tell you who she was, right? And who she still is, and what are some of the amazing things that she's doing. So when you see people like that, right, you don't need to do much in order to help them, to help them achieve whatever they wanted to do. So to say that I saw something in her is that it's the clarity, it's the focus, and it's the energy, right, to make those ideas a reality on the ground. That's what I would say.
Thank you, Ro. Thank you so much. And Fauzi, we're going to go to you next. Thank you for staying up so late. So excited for you to be here with us. Fauzi, I saw in some of the videos, there were little taglines. She is, and then there was a word that would come after that. Peyton told me that you are the one who thinks of a lot of those taglines, and that one of them is an especially powerful one, and that tagline is, "She is special." Can you tell us the story of how you came up with that tagline, with that saying, "She is special," and what does that mean to you, and what does that mean to the whole team?
Okay, thanks very much for this opportunity you're giving me to represent our Togo team. I would like to start by saying a big thank you to everybody that has supported us till these 5 years that we are celebrating now. Once again, none of this would have been possible without your help. So thanks very much in the name of all of the Togo team. The She Is Special thing started when I started looking back and looking at myself now. I'm happy to see that as a young woman and a mom, I'm able to come to my workplace with my child and caring for him at the same time. It's not an opportunity like every woman would like that, but it's not given everywhere. I like hearing story from Ameyo, one of our seamstresses, saying that when she got pregnant, she didn't really get the support from the father of the baby as he should. But thanks to her work, she was able to take care of every single thing, expenses from hospital till the boy is having 3 years now. I like discussing with both seamstresses the rural area in which we are working in, and knowing that thanks to their salary at the end of every month, they are able to save money, knowing that at some point they were even having difficulty having what to eat every single day. And the She Is Special thing came up because I noticed, to sum up, that she is really trying to do things her own way. It's really the first time that an NGO is going into rural communities to really give the choice to women who for long only have as activity just farming. And apart from the farming, they are traders. They try to sell their crops in the market, and it doesn't give them enough revenue to take care of themselves as human beings and then take care of their families. So yeah, it's from that I kept saying it. Anytime I'm like observing the growth in each seamstress, they are really growing as leaders, as persons, and it feels so good. And I think we will never say it enough how fantastic Peyton is. Seriously, she's not only a boss, she's a friend, she's just everything. She's always there to support, to help anytime that you need her. She never requires perfection from us. Peyton just needs the goodwill that you have, and just feel that yes, you want to try new things, that yeah, you want to meet her halfway and just make all this possible. So thanks once again for having such a special person as she, and she is special. Thank you.
Fauzi, that was a beautiful answer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Stacy, you have been around for a long time with She. You've been a member of the board of directors since the early days, since the beginning days of She. What inspired you to be involved, and what inspires you to stay involved and to stay a part of She?
Oh, absolutely. I just have to echo how joyous it is to be here with everybody tonight. I mean, you're hearing directly from everybody. Fauzi, you're incredible. Ro, thank you for having the vision. Peyton, I mean, there aren't words. So we're just all, you know, my heart is beating. I just feel the love and the joy celebrating tonight. So when I met Peyton and I heard about this incredible nonprofit she had founded, I was beyond intrigued and I wanted to know more. I did not know that something, as Peyton said earlier, as seemingly simple as a school uniform would prohibit girls from going to school and have such a lasting impact, right, on their entire outlook in their life going forward. So hearing what she was up to, hearing about her vision and how some simple things like providing tuition to girls and a uniform that grows, we haven't even talked about that yet, but this incredible design that can grow and stay with the girls and last for years. I mean, these are things that I didn't know were creating such barriers for girls, and then leading into even being able to support women in their careers. So I knew without a doubt I wanted to be a part of this amazing, incredible organization. And what keeps me here is there's so much more work to do. We see the goodness that's flowing out of this organization. We see the way it's shaping and changing lives. And we know it's something that can benefit women and girls worldwide, really. So we know we have a lot ahead of us. We're appreciative of the impact and just the amazing women and girls we've been able to meet as part of this journey. So I can't wait for 5 more years.
I love it. Well, if anyone does have any questions, please feel free to put those in the chat. I think I told too many jokes at the beginning because we're a little bit short on time. So if you do have any questions, we would love to connect you to Ro, connect you to Fauzi, connect you to Stacy. If anybody would like to ask them more questions about their experience with She, and we can do that a little bit offline. We can help make those connections. But Ro, Fauzi, Stacy, thank you so much for being here with us and being on this panel. We so appreciate it. And I'm going to quickly turn it right back over to Peyton. Thank you all. I'm going to turn it back over to Peyton, and she's going to tell us a little bit more. Peyton, it is yours.
Thank you, and thank you again to our panel. Hopefully now you can see why she is not only special, she is very lucky to have such amazing people on our team. And thank you again to our Togo team for staying up so late and for powering all of our work in country. Fauzi, please go to bed now. We are so grateful you were here. And now, as promised, we're going to talk about our third pillar, sustainability, and what we'll be working toward in the next 5 years at She. So at She, we define sustainability in 3 ways. That's the environment, the sustainability of our impact, and the sustainability of our business model. So starting with our environment, if you've known us for a while, you may know about some of the products we've designed to be better for the planet. And thank you, Stacy, for introducing our first one. It's our uniform that grows. And these are the only dresses in the world that grow 6 sizes and up to 12 inches in length. They're designed to last about 3 years longer than alternatives, and each dress replaces the need for 5 additional uniforms. But as you heard from the video earlier, probably their most beloved feature are their pockets. So we've really had a lot of fun with these uniforms. And obviously, as we started growing, we started making more and more of these dresses and ended up with a lot more fabric waste. And so we started looking around at some of the other problems our girls and women were facing. And it turns out that lack of safe and affordable menstrual supplies really are a huge issue that mean some of our girls are missing up to an entire week of school every month. And so we designed a reusable menstrual pad made entirely out of scrap fabric from our uniforms to meet the needs of our students. And now we not only recycle our own fabric waste, we recycle fabric scraps from factories around the region. And so now every girl at She receives her own menstrual kit. And over our 5 years, we've recycled about 7,000 pounds of fabric into reusable menstrual pads. And I could hardly believe that when we were putting this together. But new this year, we have a final new sustainable product that we've been working on. And it finally helps us start dealing with some of the plastic waste that we encounter in Togo, because when you start walking around Noche, it's pretty evident that single-use plastic bags are a major polluter. And these are those plastic bags that you take home from the grocery store, or hopefully used to take home from the grocery store. And people really don't have access to waste disposal services in Togo. So you'll see them out polluting the environment. So we designed a waterproof, durable backpack out of single-use plastic. We take several layers of these bags and fuse them together to make this fabric substitute. And then we sew that like normal fabric into our backpacks. So this last year, 200 of our students received backpacks made with plastic that we collected from around town. And next year, our goal is to make 100% of our student backpacks out of recycled fabric. Now, I'm trying to rush through the final parts to get you out of here on time. So apologies if we go a little bit over on time. We understand if you have to hop off early. But as you can see, our products are a big way that we practice sustainability. And we do feel a deeper responsibility to build a program with impact that sustains beyond our reach and beyond our presence in the communities. So that's why we look at the sustainability of our impact through our holistic model, and we invest simultaneously in girls' education and in women's employment out in our villages to really boost their local circular economies. And we're able to do this in a pretty unique way because we've built such trusted partnerships with the communities we serve. You know, we too often hear from community leaders, and Fauzi alluded to this earlier, that she is the only nonprofit that comes back to fulfill its promises and continues to serve their communities year after year. But Francoise, our amazing education director, has done an incredible job building each and every one of our partnerships, and that's allowed us to receive tremendous local buy-in and engagement that really is pretty unique to She. So our long-term impact is super important to us. And then finally, we think about sustainability of our business. So from the beginning, we have built She as a social enterprise that's not only powered by your donations, but is also powered by our own income generating activities. And this social enterprise model means we're able to create the greatest amount of impact and efficiency with your donations, and it allows us to really scale and sustain our work in the long term. So right now, our income generating activities include sewing products for businesses around the world. And for the first time in She history, the rest of our production calendar for the year is full with some really exciting projects for clients. And our friends at Salt and at Goodbye. These are both amazing women-owned Idaho companies, and we'll be sharing more about when those products launch and when they'll be available for purchase. That'll be later this year and into 2023. So, you know, as we look ahead to the next 5 years, we're so excited to finally be at a place where we have the capacity and the incredible team to really grow our business model, not only for products for other clients, but we're actually developing our own very exciting project behind the scenes. And we'll also be making some really important announcements about that in 2023. So our hope for the future is to continue building a truly sustainable organization with you that has truly lasting impact. And we cannot wait to pour even more of our energy into scaling our programs to as many girls and women throughout Togo as possible, and eventually to girls and women in many more regions around the world. And before I kick it back to Kenton and close my statements for the night, I just want to say another big thank you to everyone who's here with us tonight. I did not mean to get emotional earlier, so here we go, but it really means the world to me and our entire She team to have you here. And as a growing nonprofit, there are a few special donors and partners we would like to recognize who have provided truly incredible levels of support over the years. So Jim and Teddy Reed, Annette Elge, Monica Graff, Anna Schimmel, Swaha Foundation, Salt, House of Wine, Naturally Salon, ICPSD, and all of our friends at the University of Idaho. We are so grateful for your partnership. And of course, I cannot end our 5-year celebration tonight without thanking everyone who has donated to SHE, from when it was that tiny little classroom project idea to now. I just am in constant awe of your generosity, and we truly could not do this work without you. So thank you. We are so grateful. Kenton, please save me from myself here.
Peyton, thank you. And as we wrap up our evening, we did want to take a moment. If you are like me out there, you just want to be a part of this, right? This just love. I love so much those 3 pillars and the work that Peyton and the Togo team are doing to support these girls and to empower these women. Amazing. And as we look at these next 5 years, we did want to provide you an opportunity. If your heart is inspired tonight, if you are excited about SHE and where SHE is going, if you would like to help, we did want to provide an opportunity for you to do that this evening. Just to be honest, again, I'm jumping in as the new director of fundraising. I like to do really honest fundraising. And so we're not going to hit you over the head with it tonight, but I did want to provide a few opportunities, a few ways that you could help us tonight if you feel so led, if you feel so inspired to help. One of those ways to help us is by making a one-time donation. We are a nonprofit. We do rely on your support, your donations. So many of you have helped us these past 5 years, and we wanted to invite you to make a donation tonight that can begin the next 5 years of the work that we're doing at SHE. If you're interested in that, in the chat there is a link that will take you directly to the fundraising page for Style Her Empowered, or there's also a QR code here on the screen. You can hold your phone up and capture that QR code, and that will also take you directly to the place where you could make a donation. For many of you, maybe you're wanting to do even more than just a one-time donation. As you go to that donation page, another option that you could do tonight is to sign up as a monthly donor. This is something actually that my wife and I do. We love doing this. We love being monthly supporters for SHE, and that is something that you could do tonight. You could go to that link in the chat or use this QR code, and you could sign up to have a recurring gift each month that goes to the work that SHE is doing. And that would be just an incredible gift to SHE if you could become a monthly donor. The other thing you can do is if there's a larger gift that you would like to make, or maybe there's a special project, something that was mentioned tonight, but something that really spoke to you, and you'd like to find out more about how you could be involved in helping that project succeed, I would love to talk to you. Peyton and I would love to sit down with you and grab a cup of coffee or jump on a phone call, and we'd love to chat with you more about maybe a special project that you would like to support, maybe in a larger way. If that is something that you're interested in, if that is something you're feeling tonight, please reach out to me, please reach out to Peyton, and we would love to have a conversation with you. So again, we wanted to invite you to help us tonight, but we also want to definitely say thank you for all the ways that you have helped us in these first 5 years. And again, if you're feeling inspired to continue to help us as we jump into these next 5 years, please check out that link in the chat or use the QR code here on the screen. Thank you so much. Well, as we wrap up tonight, we do want to give away a couple of raffle items. Let's see, Peyton, can I see you? Maybe you're crying and you don't want to be seen. I'm just kidding. I'm sure you're
that was
there.
a great guess, really great guess.
Hey Peyton, can you show us what is in the Togo gift basket really fast? What do we have in that Togo gift basket?
Yes. So really fast, we have a copy of Half the Sky, which is that book I read that inspired us to start SHE. We have this very special and cool backpack It actually just launched today, made in Togo by our incredible seamstresses. That's all hand-dyed fabric there on the inside, and designed artwork by a local Idaho artist, Lindsay Short. So this one's coveted. And then we also have a hand-woven basket from Togo made at a fair trade facility by women. And so those are the 3 items you can win.
Awesome. Well, hey, the Togo gift basket, it's a virtual event, so I'm doing a virtual drawing, putting all the names in a hat here, but the Togo gift basket, if she is still here, goes to Erin Nuxall. I might be mispronouncing that last name, but Erin Nuxall. Erin, you have won the Togo gift basket. Congratulations. And Erin, if you want to get in touch with Peyton, we will find a way to make sure we get that over to you. But congratulations, Erin. And then, hey, for me over here in Idaho, we've got a really fun Idaho gift basket with a couple of local items. And just really fast, if you like applesauce, Go-Go Squeeze is a local applesauce manufacturer. So we've got some applesauce. We actually have a ton of it. So if you like applesauce, jump in there. We have a gift basket from Idaho Central Credit Union. We have some gift cards. We have an Amazon gift card. They have a local office here and warehouse. We have an Applebee's gift card. We have a Texas Roadhouse gift card. We also have a gift card to the Flying M, which is a local coffee shop. It's my favorite one. And we've got some Flying M coffee. It smells great. And the really special item, someone from the Nampa Rotary Club, I made a paper airplane here to remind me, because someone from the Nampa Rotary Club is offering a free flight in his plane. He has a personal airplane that can fit 3 people, and you can do a 3-hour flight anywhere here in the Treasure Valley. So kind of fun. And the winner of the Treasure Valley gift basket is Ashley Porter. Ashley, congratulations. You have won the Treasure Valley gift basket. And if you connect with us in the chat, I will make sure to probably personally deliver that one to you. So congratulations, Ashley. That is so awesome. And hey, Peyton, do you mind throwing up the sponsor screen just one more time? I really want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors tonight. Again, Boise Cascade was our title sponsor. Thank you so much, Boise Cascade, for your support for our She Celebrates 5 Years virtual event tonight. Our platinum sponsors, Nampa Rotary Club, Boise Sunrise Rotary Club, and our silver sponsors, Washington Federal Bank, along with Rowan McGriff and Marcella Mador. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. Thank you so much, Peyton, our panelists, Ro, Fauzi, and Stacy. Thank you so much to everyone who attended tonight. And we will let you get on with the rest of your evening. And to our Togo team, we'll let you go to bed. Thank you all so much for joining us from Togo. Thanks, everybody. Again, my name is Kenton. It was a pleasure to be with you tonight. And I will see you at the 10-year celebration. Mark your calendars for 5 years from now. We'll see you at the 10-year. Thank you so much for all your support. Bye, everybody.